We are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports. We hope that you guys are making a good one. We know that we are as well. Huge show in store for you tonight. Yes, we are at a different time. Tonight, I did not feel like competing against the opening week of the NFL, nor Brian Kelly. We're still deciding if we're going to be going at 7 on Thursdays or keep it here at 6. We'll see. But nevertheless, we'll be live on Thursday no matter what. So you can come in and join us. So we do have a huge show in store for you here tonight, though. LSU and Southern preview, man. So, and look, I've hinted at it all week. I'm going to really break down some things that have to be established this week for LSU fans to feel more comfortable, right? Like things that going into here, we got to see happen. Like there's not literally a question about this. This is something that's got to happen. Okay. Like if you can't establish some of these things this week, then you got a whole bigger problem. I think LSU will. And we're going to add on to that a practice report. Made a lot of phone calls this week in reference to what's going on around practice. I'll update you that as well. Also, we'll give I didn't put this in the notes or the breakdown, but I'll be giving a little bit of recruiting tidbit. I gave it earlier this morning. So if you weren't and you're not subscribed to AYSSnetwork.com, I'm not giving you everything. But I'm going to give you some tidbits of things I'm hearing around recruiting. The loss to Florida State's not affecting this recruiting class, and it's not going to reflect this recruiting class. So we'll touch on that as well as the recruiting staff, Brian Kelly and others are doing a great job. They'll have a huge weekend this weekend against Southern, and I hope a lot of fans come out and show out because they'll really help recruiting. Really help recruiting. Rob Boudreaux, we're not going to be going at 6. This is something that we kind of trying to adjust to. I'm not going live during the NFL like I did last season. Our show's got obliterated. People want to watch football, and I get it. And Brian Kelly goes as well. So we might just stay 6 and we'll go 7. You know, we'll have the Saturday morning show going around the SEC and obviously the post game on Saturday. So 6 episodes a week, man. Can't get much more than that. Can't get much more than that. But in January, I'm thinking we'll be having more shows, 1 in the morning and 1 at 7. So kind of starting your morning and ending your day. It's going to be really fun. We will be College Football Playoff Committee met today. Their goal is to reach to 2024 when the 12-team expansion. A lot of people are asking about how does that affect LSU. We'll touch on that. Obviously, it affects them massively because if they can get to 9 wins a season, they'll probably more than likely get into the 12. So we'll touch on that as we do every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hashtag Ask Blake. And if we have time at the end, we'll talk a little Saints week 1 as I think that they're going to absolutely clap the Falcons' cheeks this week. I don't trust Marcus Mariota to beat the Saints defense like at all. And it's going to be really kind of your show. We're going to kind of throw this episode back a ways. Kind of when we first started. If you've been with us for a long time, in the a lot of the early episodes, we used to bring up a lot of your comments, and we would just talk about them. So we're going to do that a lot tonight, a lot tonight, just because I want to chit chat with you guys, and make it consider this as a call in. What you bring in the comments is going to be more of a call in. So it's going to be really fun, really fun episode. Mark Thibodeau, that's no pause. There's no pause needed. Mark Kemp says it's a new week. Make corrections and adjustments. So let's get to a couple comments, though, before we get started. And let's go. Plenty of season left. I agree. Lamar Williams, big pressure is in the building. He says, AYS applying pressure. That we're trying. I promise you, my friend, that we are trying. LSU through and through says, let's go. EAUX. Let's go, my friend. Rob Boudreaux says, didn't think we were having a show tonight. Absolutely. Been saying it all week. Chris Baker says, go Tigers. Shannon Williams says, let's go. And Brian says, we in here. So if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, fire them inside the Rudy Crew chat, and we'll try to get to as many of them as we can today. Jason says, did you see the locker room video? I did. But you know what's funny is you can't use somebody else's content and post it as your own. They'll come for you. Can't do that. Chase Orgeron says, I just hope both teams have fun. Get out of here. Get out of here. Been a big week for the show, man. Massive week for the show. Massive week for AYS. So, no. Your lanky lender from GMFS Changing Lives. GMFS Changing Lives. Give Brandon Hollingsworth a call today. He said, good seeing you today, big fella. Lunch soon. Hashtag go Tigers. Absolutely. You know, sometimes they call you a brother when they need them the most. Can't even go lunch with one of my friends. I will tell you this, though. For everybody that's in Baton Rouge, listen to me. Unless something massively changes, I will be at Pyrans in Baton Rouge tomorrow around 11:30. So I'm just letting you know, if you're in Baton Rouge, you want to come say hello, say what's up, talk a little bit, I will be at Pyrans at 11:30. So come chit-chat with us. Give me a thumbs up if you come see us at Pyrans tomorrow at 11:30. And if you don't, you're not there. It is what it is. Roderick Dugas says, what locker room video? The one, I think it's on LSU Gold. I don't know. Brandon said, what was in the video? It was basically, look, I don't want to get in trouble here, you know, because LSU doesn't really probably want, you know, their content to go out. So go to LSU Gold and subscribe. I think it's a subscription-based thing. But pretty much Brian Kelly told the team how the cow ate the cabbage. Pretty much how the cow ate the cabbage. And he's not wrong. They got to coach better. And, guys, you got to go out and execute. And really and truthfully, it's not like he's not calling them out necessarily. He's just telling them the truth. He's not going down on them, pause. He's not putting down on them. He's just telling the truth. Rob Britter 4 says, Blake sang the GMFS song. Well, Brandon works at GMFS. And so does my good friend John Patton over at GMFS Mortgage. Buying a new home, saving money on the mortgage that you have or have. Doing a cash out refi, the timing's never been better. Get in touch with John Patton today, 225-614-1234. 225-614-1234. Let them know that Blake Ruffino sent you on by. But yes, that's their jingle. GMFS, changing lives. GMFS, changing lives. John Patton's my home lender. He's my home lender. Tony Weaver says, I'm assuming you're paying. Shit. Here's my thing, though, man. I mean, nobody is saying that they're coming. Pause. But nobody's saying that they're coming to Pyrans at 11:30. I will be there. I don't care if it's just me. I'll be there at 11:30. You best believe it. You best believe it. Okay, so let's do this. So many of you joining us live right now on Facebook. Do us a favor. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Hit the like and share. Share to all of those social media groups. Share to your social media pages. We did give the shirts away. I want to give a shout out to Scott and Amanda Boudreaux. Scott and Amanda Boudreaux, who won the shirts and $100 cash for sharing the episodes every single week. I think that they posted it and we had reshared it. So, guys, I'm telling you, dude, we'll give away merch. We'll give away $100 cash. Things you got to do. Share the show. Like, follow. Go follow us on Twitter. Go subscribe on YouTube. AYS Sports on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Go and subscribe to the message board, ayssnetwork.com/forum. And we enjoy it. Rate, review, subscribe to if you're on TuneIn, XM Radio, all that stuff. We appreciate it. Okay, let's do this. Let's pay these bills, guys. We are back in 1 minute and 30 seconds after we pay these bills. I'm going to give you a pretty massive pause. I'm going to stop saying pause. Y'all just going to have to get on me because I'm tired of saying it. But I'm going to give you a pretty massive practice update, some things I'm hearing around the program. Let's see if they actually transpire. I don't know if they will or not, but just some things we're hearing. But let's pay these bills. We'll be back in a minute 30 to break all of those things down about your LSU Tigers. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag. With over 65 years of experience, nobody is better equipped to service in your vehicle than GM Varnado & Sons. RV repair, big rig overhauls, motorhome chassis, routine maintenance, tire rotations, tire sales. No job is too big or too small over at GM. If you break down the side of the road in the greater Baton Rouge area, they will come and get you. And the best thing about that is that they can come and get you, and then they can bring your vehicle back to their shop and start the repairs right then. Again, GM Varnado & Sons. Go see them over at 2500 Fuller Boulevard. Give them a call at 225-664-9992. 225-664-9992. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino sent you on by. Lucy B on YouTube says, "Hi, Blake. I love the show. Thank you so much." And Lucy says, "Hello to that sexy Pooh Bear." Why do I feel like Pooh Bear's the one saying this on his wife's account? Why do I feel like Pooh Bear, our producer's the one texting this in or commenting this into the show? I don't know. White Joe on Facebook says, "Need to get the running game going, man." So look, if we're going to do a preview, I think Joe hit the nail, the hammer on the nail there, her head on the nail, however that saying goes, the hammer on the nail. He's spot on. Guys, LSU's got to find a running game. LSU has to find a running game, and not just a running game. They got to find it with the running backs. And even if they don't, do some more zone reads. Do some more things that gets Jaden outside the pocket, RPO stuff. That's what I would kind of want to see. They had a lot of success. Some things that I'm hearing around the program, LSU wants to go a little bit more up-tempo, right? They want to go more up-tempo, and it had a lot of success. Brian Kelly's exactly right when he says every time Florida State scored, the LSU offense came back and rebounded and struck right back. They got to be better. I think the number two thing, you got to start off fast. I don't care that it's Southern. Guys, the opponent right now doesn't matter. I don't care if this is Alabama and I get that Alabama to Southern is a completely different beast, a completely different scenario. Trust me, obviously I get it. You still need to figure out some things on your own self. And let's call it what it is. You can say that Florida State a week ago gave LSU or tried to give LSU the game, and that's not a lie. It's not a lie. They 1,000% tried to give LSU that game last week. But you got to have, as Brian Kelly talked about, the sense of urgency. You can't get down 14 points and expect with 7 minutes, 8 minutes to go that you can, it's a strong possibility that you win the game. Everything that you're doing before that dictates what you're going to do. Now, LSU's going to beat Southern. Let's call it what it is. And I think that they're going to beat Southern pretty bad. But the things I'm hearing in reference to what they want to accomplish, what they are going to accomplish, guys, they got to find a running back in that, find somebody in that running back room that GAS gives a shit. Hit the right holes, bust it outside, do everything that you can not to get down. Break tackles. When's the last time in the last 3 years outside of Clyde that we've seen running backs make guys miss in space, break tackles in between the tackles? Because we hadn't seen that from anybody. Now, we saw that from Ty at the end of last season, but it took him a while to get going. It took Jack Marucci to tell Ed Orgeron what the best running play that they're running is doing before they even started doing it. First off, that's a whole nother beast, but a whole nother beast in and of itself. You got to find a way to run football. Go out there and score points. Gain some confidence. If this is just me, but I would give out shirts to all the players and just say GAS or GAF. Give a shit or give an F. Let's go out. Man, we got to find that swagger again. And I think Brian Kelly's going to lead us back to there. I think that they're going to win a couple of games that they're not supposed to this season. And what I mean by games that they're not supposed to, games that they're down in on the betting line. Guys, Tennessee's going to more than likely waltz in here. Now, Tennessee's got a big game this week against Pitt, but I think that they're going to win that one. And if they do, they're going to waltz their happy ass into Baton Rouge as a favorite. They're going to waltz their happy ass in here as a favorite. And when they do, you got to be prepared to go out there and beat them. Mississippi State as well. They're going to more than likely, guys, and you don't like me saying this, they're more than likely going to come in here as a favorite. And if not, it's going to be a 2 to 3 point spread. Got to get that eye of the tiger back, man. Got to get that eye of the tiger back. Like it, love it, or hate it, you got to get the eye of the tiger back. White Joe says, again, personally, I would love to see 7 returning punts and kicks. I wouldn't. Doug Nose says, need to let Jaden pass the ball as much as possible. I wouldn't mind that. I think that the more that I think you need to find a running game first. You got to find your running game first. But get him with cohesion with these receivers and let them build on that. Guys, here's something that people may not want to hear, and I don't know if another year Walker Howard, if Jaden can beat him out again. But, guys, Jaden has the ability to come back next season. What would happen if he came back next season? I will tell you that it would give a lot of people confidence. Guys, when you have a quarterback that started that many games in college football, ask Stetson Bennett how that's going. Guys, experience at quarterback makes and breaks you. A lot of times. And not only experience, but experience with the guys that you're with. Right? He has that ability to come back. Josh Forbes says early show, yeah. Man, I'm not competing against week 1 in the NFL. We might change it back. But I'm not going out here and competing with them. Do I look insane to you? Chris says need to throw over the middle some. They tried to do that a lot. I think they'll do that. Al Landers says home from cleaning up stale cracker green hot sauce product off of the I-55 bridge. # lost money, dude. Damn. Al, I got to tell you, I never put it on a cracker and ate any of that hot sauce. I put a lot of white women on a cracker. Pause. They call me Gator. That's what they call me, man. George says, would love to see Baskerville get some work and get out the doghouse. Man, I don't know if he's in the doghouse or what, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. If we want to go defensively, guys, I don't want him to give up a point. Don't want him to give up a point. Fly around. Make plays. But the problem, and I think that the problem that this defense has and had a season ago and has a problem with now, when they hear Brian Kelly say fly around and make plays, I wonder if this team believes, like they did a season ago, do what I want. It's not what that means. He means play loose is what he's trying to say to the players. Play your assignment. Know what you're supposed to do. You know, like as Apollo Creed told Rocky, be more man than them. Be more man than them. As I forget what's his name. Oh, remember the Titans, not Herman Boone, but the assistant coach. I don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night. I don't want them, guys. I don't want them to gain a yard. I want them to make a statement. I want them to continue to make a statement. Got punched in the mouth. Sounds good. Everybody loses. Everybody loses. At some point, you got to make the determination, do you want it or not? Do you effing want it? Because there's thousands of kids that aren't as talented that would go out there and make plays because they want it more. It's just the truth, guys. You know, the biggest thing that we look at as fans and media, and the biggest lie of it all, we look at the talent. Guys, if you're not a team, talent doesn't mean shit. Talent does not mean anything when you're not a team. Ask Antonio Brown. Ask any of the super teams. It's you know, I think about it like this. You know, a season ago, the Brooklyn Nets had probably the most God-given talent on a team, give or take. Give or take. Guys, they couldn't even make it to the finals. What do you think makes Golden State so damn good? Yes, Steph Curry's a beast. No doubt. Klay Thompson, beast. Wiggins, beast. Give it to him. But let me tell you what Steph Curry isn't. He's not bigger, stronger, faster. Curry gives a shit. Want to know what makes Steph Curry so great? Steph Curry prepares, works his ass off, and beats everybody before they even hit the court. GAS. We've seen super teams that have gotten beat. LeBron's made super teams and gotten beat. He's won, but LeBron's also a very systematic guy, and people don't give him credit for that. But look at the Brooklyn Nets a season ago, and you might say, well, Blake, you can't translate those properties. The shit I can't. Because the one thing in sports, if there's one thing in sports that can go through every single sport, soccer, tennis, whatever, maybe not tennis. Tennis is a one-person sport pretty much. Soccer, football, baseball, hockey, water polo, cricket, whatever it is. You can have all the athletes on God's green planet. If they don't play as a team, nothing will ever matter. Nothing matters. Adrian Bailey on YouTube, what's up, Adrian? Says, hashtag ask Blake, why won't they let Kayshawn return punts? He doesn't want to. That's number one. They would get him involved and the balls and put the balls in his hands. Pause. Yeah, I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to. And guys, let me tell you something. At that position, returning punts, if you don't want to, you better not put him out there because he's going to give you a lackadaisical effort. Don't do it. Hunter Fournette says Jay Ward's going to knock somebody out. Let's hope. Ain't got an LGZ. There's an older generation who has no idea what I talk about when I say that. Look up Akon. But he says, LGZ says, SU Southern going to try and bring pressure all night against our offensive line. Absolutely. And why wouldn't you? Let me say this about the practice report too. Get a little bit of practice. They've been working with a high intensity. They've been working with a high intensity. And I hear that there's been some shuffling along the offensive line to see what they got. You know, my personal opinion from even a season ago, I would love to see what Marlon Martinez can do. Can you find Marlon Martinez? And look, for what it's worth, now, for what it's worth, I thought Marlon Martinez was your best center guard a season ago, even more than Ed Ingram. I would find him a way to get him involved. And let's see if they do. But they're not moving Delliger from center. I don't know where this is coming from about somebody trying to – guys, y'all read these message boards from some of these people, and y'all take this shit as gospel. Guys, some of this shit's not even remotely feasible. It makes no logic. That's where all this Miles Brennan cult shit started from. If we're being dead honest. You know, what's crazy to me, too, is so many people want to talk about Jane Daniels and pulling him, and y'all have not said one word about Miles Brennan. You want Nussmeier in? Guys, at this point, if you're going to start rotating a guy in, and I know he's going to take a red shirt and he's not ready, so I don't even know why in the hell I'm saying this. This is dumb for me to even say it. I want to see what Walker Howard could do. Guys, I don't want to say I've seen enough. I'm not even remotely there. But guys, being at practice. He needs to get bigger and stronger and faster. Maybe not faster, but bigger and stronger. And he needs to let the game slow down for him. Marcus LeBlanc says, you showing your age. Yeah, I'm 32. I'll let it know. I'll tell everybody my age. I mean, look, I can't change it. You know what I mean? I can't change it. So y'all see these little grays coming in my beard though. Y'all notice how my beard's got a little orange tint to it? Means these black Italian hairs are turning white. They're going to call me the white wolf here in a minute. But I think having white hair makes me look a little bit more, distinguished. You know what I mean? It makes me look more wise. Like I read many leather-bound books. I burn incense that smells of rich mahogany. I like the little white beard. It's always right here. It's like a white, I call it the white fang. It's always the same little white hair. White fang. Speaking of white fang, made me think of what's that stupid TV show? Miyagi-Do Karate. Hiya! Oh, Cobra Kai. Hiya! I just got me some Miyagi-Do Karate t-shirts, some Eagle Fang Karate t-shirts. Pretty pumped up. Yes, I'm a nerd. Esteban, what's up, bud? Says, I like Jay Ward, but this dude needs to wrap up when getting to big hit someone. He's trying to be highlight hits and ends up on folks' other highlights. Yeah, I could see that. Lee Trigg says 74% completion percentage. His adjusted percentage was, if I'm not mistaken, was 84%. So that should tell you something. Guys, I can't go there. I can't go there with you guys blaming Jane Daniels. I can't go there. Not right now. And look, I get where some people are coming from about trying to get Nuss in there, but what in the hell are y'all talking about? You know what I mean? And I love when people look, I'm not disagreeing. I don't think I get where you're coming from, but guys, what in the hell are you talking about? Like, get out of here with that. Mirror says that Walker Howard doesn't have the chest yet. Yes, he does. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Let me tell you what a guy like Walker Howard is. Let me tell you. Walker Howard's the guy that when LSU scored that last touchdown, if that were him as the quarterback, he would tell Brian Kelly, we're going for 2 and we're gonna win it. That's the kind of guy he is. And he's gonna win that, and he's gonna win it. Look, he's got a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. Walker Howard's got a long way to go. There's a lot of things that you got to learn in this system with Brian Kelly, a lot of things that he likes you to do tedious. But I'm going to tell you this. Jane Daniels is better than Walker Howard running the football. Jane Daniels is electric with the ball in his hands. You're going to see a lot of that Saturday too, I believe. If he has a clean pocket, Jane's going to show that he can throw the football. He's been in the system. He's stronger. He's faster. He's got the experience. Walker Howard has overall best talented quarterback on this roster. It is Walker Howard. It's not remotely close. And, the one thing, and we do this a lot too, and we keep talking about all these different things. We keep talking about defense and special teams. Guys, the truth is you want me to get on the defense. You want me to get on the defense for what exactly? By the way, everybody hit the like and share. For what exactly do you want me to get on the defense for? Holding Florida State to 7 points in the first half? Being on the field for well over half of the game? Like close to 40 minutes? Because the defense did play bad. They got big in the red zone. And it's exactly what you need to do. It's exactly what you need to do. Did they have missed tackles and shit like that? Sure. But I would tell you this too. Everybody told me a week ago in Twitter Spaces that I was crazy. Guys, I'm telling you, I got ripped apart in Twitter Spaces the week before and even the week of Florida State. Florida State had 34 missed tackles against Duquesne. Guys, Jordan Travis had 16 by himself. You got to tackle better. There's one big complaint that I have. You got to tackle better. Sometimes, who is this Smith Michael person? Who's this guy? One thing we haven't talked about as well either. Michael Smith, get out of here, dude. If you don't want to talk, you want to be a troll, get out of here. We haven't talked about a lot of special teams. Guys, if I told you 2 weeks ago, I told you last week, I'll tell you again. If you got bad special teams, and you're not going to lose to Southern, guys, if you don't fix it, you're going to get your asses beat. You're going to get your asses beat. Somebody, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and block this dude. Come on, guys. Don't come in here and acting a damn fool. Don't come in here acting a fool. Max on YouTube says it's $9.99 via Super Chat. Thank you so much. He says, week 1 is done. I'm over it. I'm sick of the BS. As fans, let us focus on Southern Miss and Mississippi State. As long as we continue to grow, FSU will be a distant memory. I agree. He says, let's be honest, Edo's teams would have quit against FSU. I agree with him there. Or her. I think Max is a guy. I agree. Max, I agree. The point I was trying to make here was just things from what we saw and what we want to see. Now, I think the biggest part Max makes here, I don't think Ed's teams come back. Now, you could say A&M or whatever. You can say you can say the Ed's team came about Texas A&M, but guys, they didn't have the fight or the want to last year in those other games to come back and win. Right? So, is what it is. It is what it is. Greg says Florida State whooped LSU. Ha ha ha. Love it. Go Noles. Esteban says no one thinks special teams important until they lose a game on an extra point and field goal. It's very true, man. It's very true. And look, I blame myself, right? Like I blame myself. I didn't talk about it enough this offseason. I didn't. And look, there were times look, I have a save video, like the way that we save and we break down these videos when we clip them, the ones that aren't live, I break them down offense. Brian Kelly, offense, defense, special teams. Guys only have a handful of special teams videos, right? And I got to do better. I got to do better. I got to do better there. Because in those videos, it was nothing positive. Nothing was positive. Jay, I disagree. He said the boys was gassing third. I disagree. I thought that they looked a lot more in shape. If I'm being honest, they were still flying to the ball, and a lot of people said they looked slow on Saturday. You have a running back, and you have a running back for Florida State that we know for a fact runs a 4.40, and he couldn't get to the outside multiple times. I don't think that they were slow. Who was slow was hey, listen. Go watch a Big Ten game this weekend and then watch LSU. Them boys ain't slow, man. Them boys ain't slow. Jimmy Dale Tripp Jr. says, boy, I hope they fix special teams. Go Tigers. They will. They will. Chris sends us some stars via Facebook. Thank you so much. Ain't got an LGZ. I missed this comment earlier. Let me go up here and find it. Somebody asked earlier, he said, I'm 60-something. What's a Akon? Oh, God, so great. So great. I don't think I can find it. Oh, well. Oh, well. LGZ says, BK said they're being careful with Besh. He had a stress fracture in his leg. Makes sense why he wasn't out there as much. Yeah, and they thought originally, okay, if he went public with it, interesting. Kind of interested that he went public with it. But they originally thought it was shin splints. But yeah, and look, he played a decent amount, more than I honestly kind of thought he was, and why we weren't talking about him a lot. And why I haven't really given a lot of feedback when people ask what about Besh. But yeah, you got to be cautious. Guys, you're going to have injuries in this sport. Everybody do us a favor, hit the like and share too. But you're going to have injuries in this sport. Chucky on YouTube says, Blake, people should understand, other than the portal, Kelly did not recruit one player that is starting. That's not true. He recruited Jaden Daniels. He recruited Cherrymon Shorts. He recruited Miles Frazier. Let me think. He recruited technically, he recruited Colby Richardson. He technically recruited Mekhi Gardner, Kyron Lacey. You know, what is a little bit interesting is some of the guys that we're talking about, some of them aren't the guys BK brought in. The guys that you were saying had good games, like Colby Richardson, like Mekhi, like Mason Taylor. And you can say that's – listen, let me tell you something about Mason Taylor. Before you say that's Ed Orgeron's recruit, better check yourself, because Bama was high on that kid, and they were doing everything that they could to get Mason Taylor. And BK had to come in here and make sure he got it. I'm going to give that one to Brian Kelly, because we were in a dogfight with Bama. Know for a fact. Talked to multiple people on Bama staff about that. Multiple. And they talked about how high they were on Mason Taylor, and you saw why. I mean, do you give Will Campbell? I don't know. I mean, there was the big story about Brian Kelly having to go to the Campbell household and sell him on why he should be committed here the next day he commits. I mean, and look, let me tell you this too. I went back and watched the game again today. Will Campbell struggled on third down a lot. Bet you that shit don't be happening too much more. Bet you it doesn't. Andrew on Facebook says Cam Wire had a lot to do with it. Maybe. I have no idea how to say this, but I'm going to call him Extra. Extra says, do you think Nuss will play at least a quarter against Southern? I think he will. And I don't know if they don't throw Walker out there. Man, let me tell you something. I'd love to see him throw Walker out there. If you have the ability, give Garrett 2, 3, 4 drives, and if you have the ability, try to get Walker 2 of them. Doug Knows says Greg McMahon needs to be hired as an analyst yesterday. Yeah, well, here's the problem with that, Doug. And I'm going to tell you something about this basketball team. Oh, my neck. Mir says I have dyslexia. What if I did, Mir? You make fun of somebody with dyslexia? I went down freshmen and portal guys. And I said, what's funny is the guys that we're not talking about are portal guys. Listen, go back. You guys are on YouTube. Click back. Listen to what I said. I said the guys we're not talking about are guys that are from the portal, the guys that made the biggest impact. Guys, Jaden Daniels is your biggest impact player right now. He's the best player on your team. After week 1, he's the best player on your team. Now, Kayshawn can take that over. No doubt about it. Let me go back to this. Greg Bryant says, no, that's not it. Somebody said something about Greg McMahon. Oh, Doug Knows. Brother, we hadn't seen them play a game. And I'm going to tell you something, man. We have been accustomed to and have seen we better be careful about just saying Greg McMahon or whoever, because we've seen coaches come in here and struggle. Right? So be careful. Alex says, y'all are delusional. Thank you. Clifton says, grammar isn't an FSU strong suit. Hashtag Florida State University. Damn, man. Y'all going pretty hard after these dudes, huh? Hey, and Mir, by the way, I know you didn't kill that deer on your wall. Crying belly. Good Lord. What's up, PJ? I'm not calling you crying anymore. He says, be extremely happy for 4-4, 5-3 in the SEC. Well, you can get there. They have the talent to get there. Guys, I think it's going to be funny to see how Brian Kelly gets his team rolling. Maybe not funny. Maybe funny is not a good word. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he does it. Can he do it? They got to find somebody at right tackle. I was honestly surprised, guys, and I'll just say this. I was honestly surprised that it took them so long. Let me say this, too. If y'all didn't see, the College Football Playoff Committee is trying to get the 12-team expansion by 2024. I saw that tweet today from Ross Dellinger saying there wasn't a decision made by the College Football Playoff Committee or whoever, the Board of Governors, whoever it is. What takes you so long to make a fucking decision? Sorry for my language, but sorry, I apologize. We don't usually curse during the week. I like that. Let me apologize. So if you have kids around you, I apologize. But what takes them so long to make a damn decision? You already decided it's going to be 12 teams. What do you think ESPN is going to bitch, moan, and complain that you are going to be doing an expanded playoff sooner rather than later? Hell no. I don't have a piece of paper, but guys, they'll rip that contract up and come up with a new one. What? You know, a lot of people talk about millennials being a horrible generation. Guys, look who leads things. College Football Playoff Committee. Mark Emmert. I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Emmert peed sitting down. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if he peed sitting down. What takes so long? I'm not for the expansion. Now, do I want more competitive football? Yeah. But you want to know why I love college football so much? It's because college football, and I've said this religiously, it's just unique. You don't have to do what the NFL is doing to accomplish great things. You don't. Guys, do you think the number 12 team in the country, like I'm being dead as serious when I say this, do you really believe the 12th team in the country is going to and can and will be able to beat Georgia that we saw this year? Now, Ross Dellinger just broke some news, so let's... Maybe it's not breaking news, but they want to start playoff week during Thanksgiving. Could you imagine conference championship games on Thanksgiving and week 1 on week 0, and then the playoffs start after that? I don't want that. These old white-haired buffoons up there in their ivory towers making shitty decisions about college football. Do it in January. Go to February. You want to be like the NFL so bad? They do it. They do it all the time, every year. You can be unique and dominate. Guys, our show's unique. We do good things. Other businesses are unique. They thrive all the time. NIL, cool. Kids, go make your money. Go make your money. I know there's a lot of people that mad at NIL because kids are making money, which is stupid. Because you know good and goddamn well if that were your son or daughter, you would want them to go get it. Let me tell you the biggest lie. Any of you parents out here saying that you would not allow your child to do an NIL deal, if they're that good to get an NIL deal, you are a stinking lie. Lying sack of dog manure is what you are. Now, why don't you want it for and like it for other kids? I have a pretty good understanding of why. Ruining shit. And then you got people in the media like Ross, who I think does a great job, kind of having to pacify them a little bit. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault completely. Stop pacifying the dudes in the ivory tower and tell them they're making a crappy decision. Now, here's the truth too, and then we'll kind of close it out. We're going to end it early here tonight. Pick it back up Saturday morning. Everybody needs to be there Saturday morning. Everybody in here right now, be at our show Saturday morning at 9:00. Let me end it here. And 2, I'll say this about the Saints. Saints going to beat the crap out of the Falcons. I don't trust Marcus Mariota as far as I could throw a football. And I'm not Uncle Rico. I can't throw him over mountains. But let me say this to in here about college football. It bothers me so much. So much that things go unchecked. Now, the LSU fans, and I understand it. I'm going to be praising it too. Glad LSU's going to get in the playoff. LSU's going to see the playoff more than they're not now. With a 12-team playoff expansion. They're just going to. But I will tell you, just because your team makes the playoff and it's beneficial for them doesn't mean it's not beneficial for everybody. Because the truth will be, you're not going to watch number 12 Rudy Poo State versus number 1 Georgia this year. You're not. You'll watch it to watch that team get beat down. But that team, the number 12 team is going to get beaten down. I promise you they're going to get beaten down. And you're going to be wondering, why did we do this? All right, guys. We're out of here. I'm out. Let's go watch some football. Let's go watch some Thursday night football. Listen to BK. Y'all have a good night. Peace out, Girl Scouts.